Hi, welcome back to the Hour of Power. Today, we are going to talk about our five senses. And our senses are the way that we perceive or experience the world. So we can experience the world through sight, or our sense of seeing, touch, when we touch things, hearing, by listening to things, also taste and smell. I have two books here. One is about, this series is called The Five Senses, but my library only has smell and taste. So those are the ones I'm going to read to you, and then I'm going to give you a challenge to go outside or around your house and see if you can identify things that you can experience through your different senses. Smell the flowers. This is the perfect time of year to start to do that. And the cake fresh from the oven. Those are wonderful smells. You can almost imagine that right now, that smell. Smell the cows in the barn. Smell Mommy's perfume. The salty breezes when you're way out to sea. It's one of my favorite smells is the ocean. And the lavender in the meadow. Right now, lavender is just beginning to bloom here in Wenatchee. Smell the wood burning in a campfire. Smell the fish that were just caught. And the bread that was just baked. And the damp earth after rain. I love that smell. How good it is to smell hot soup. Everything that you smell with your nose. Okay, and there's some science information here. This is what your nose looks like inside. Isn't that interesting? All of these parts of your nose that you don't see. This is the part that you see from the outside. And that's where when you sniff something or smell it, it goes in here and it goes this way and this way and this way. It says here, your nose is much simpler than your other sense organs. Your eyes, your ears, and your skin have many more different parts and different jobs, but your sense of smell is very important to you. Not only does it let you know what smells good and what doesn't, but your sense of smell also helps you to taste foods that you eat. Actually, a large part of your sense of taste is really your nose sending messages to your brain about smell at the same time. If you have a cold and your nose is all stuffed up, you'll find that whatever you eat hardly has any taste at all. Here is how your nose works. When dinner is cooking in the kitchen, tiny little particles of food, which are too small for you to see, are floating through the air. These little bits and pieces of food get carried up into your nose. There, the olfactory nerve carries the message to your brain about what's for dinner. Your olfactory nerve is this one way up here in your brain. Okay, so that's your olfactory nerve. Your sinuses are up here. Your palate, that's the top of your mouth, is number 3 right there. There's your palate. And then we have your nostril, your teeth, there's a tooth, and the roof of your mouth up here. So this under here is your mouth. So that's going to connect to the next book that I'm going to read to you, another five senses book, and this one is about taste. So you smell with your nose and you taste with your mouth. But it told us that you also taste a little bit with your nose because smelling things is part of taste. This tastes good to me. We have the same kitty that we had in the last story. But this tastes terrible. Pastries taste good to me. Oh, look at those yummy pastries. So does chocolate. I agree. It's one of my favorite things to smell and to taste. Oranges are delicious. And milk is yummy. Kitties think so too. Milk is actually not very good for kitties to drink. They like it, but it's not very good for them. Honey is very sweet. But lemons are very sour. Seawater is salty. Garlic and onions have a strong taste. But what does water taste like? Like nothing at all. And what does meat taste like? Like meat, of course. There's a butcher shop with all kinds of meat in it. The way you tell how something tastes is with your tongue. See all these people tasting different things? And here, oh my goodness, there is a picture of your tongue and what it looks like. And there are different parts of it. So the palate is this part on the top, like in the very back of your mouth on the top. That's your palate. Your throat is this part back here. It's what you swallow and it goes down your throat and into your tummy. Your taste buds for bitter tastes are back here on the back part of your tongue. And your taste buds for sour things are over here on the sides. And your taste buds for sweet things are right in the front. It says here, your tongue carries, I'm going to hold it up so you can hopefully see the picture while I'm reading this. Your tongue carries messages about what you eat to your brain. Your whole tongue is covered with little bumps called taste buds. There are different taste buds for each of the 4 different types of taste. That's right, your tongue can really only taste 4 different flavors. The front of your tongue is for sweet tastes, like sugar. The sides of your tongue taste sour, like lemons or vinegar. The back of your tongue tastes bitter, things like grapefruit peel. You can taste salty things all over your tongue. The little nerve endings inside each taste bud carry the message to your brain and tell it what kinds of things you are eating. You can try all these different tastes on different parts of your tongue and see what happens. The saliva, we also call that your spit. The saliva in your mouth helps you taste things too. Your saliva mixes with the food you eat and carries the flavors to all the parts of your tongue. Food also tastes better if it isn't too hot or too cold. But your tongue isn't the only part of tasting. Smelling is a very important part of tasting too. We learned that in the last book. Think about how things taste when you have a cold. When your nose is all stuffed up, you can hardly taste anything at all. If you close your eyes and hold your nose, you won't be able to tell the difference between a piece of pear and a piece of potato. You might wish that you could only taste sweet things, but it's good to be able to taste everything. That way, if something doesn't taste too good, your brain can decide whether or not it's a good idea for you to keep on eating it. Okay, and those are the different parts of your tongue. So we have 5 senses. We talked about 2 of them a lot today. Sense of smell that we do with our nose, sense of taste that we do with our mouth and also a little bit with our nose. But we have other senses. We have a sense of sight, where we use our eyes for seeing things. We have a sense of sound or hearing with our ears. And then we also have the sense of touch. When we touch with our hands or any part of our skin, when we feel that, that's our sense of touch. What I would like for you to do, or what I challenge you to do, is to take a little walk around. You could walk inside the house, but it's even more fun to go outside into nature. And then make a little list of what do you smell? What do you taste? Okay, don't taste everything. There are certain things you shouldn't taste, but there are certain things you can taste outside, especially the air, edible plants or fruits, if you have those in your yard. Okay, so I want you to write down the things that you smell, the things that you taste, the things that you see. What's everything you see? The things that you hear, get very quiet and listen to all the sounds and write them down. And then, this really fun one, touch. I want you to go touch different things and feel the different textures of things outside. And you'll be using all 5 senses. Have a great time, boys and girls, and I will see you next time on the Hour of Power.